So that's when I said, Liam, mate, I can't record on your album because I've got bigger fish to fry. Hi, my name's Peter Davis, YouTube celebrity, sex idol, and beer expert. You just stumbled in on me in the middle of a session talking to some of my high-profile music friends, and yes, you are correct. Nobody can rock the greasy hair like me. But seriously though, today we've got what should be a very special beer, and one that I'm looking forward to. I bought this with the sole intention of aging it, but we all know how that goes. And we're going over to Liverpool, to a brewery that I've wanted to try for quite a long time, to be honest. And funny enough, I picked this beer up in Manchester from the wonderful Beermoth. Absolutely loved that shop. I didn't really pick up too much this time I was there, because I'd already had a little bit of a session in Manchester. But being back in the UK and potentially being based in Manchester for training and then hopefully work, yeah, I think a lot of my money will be going to either the pubs and bars in Manchester or the shops like Beermoth. So we're going over to the Mad Hatter Brewing Company, and we've got a bottle of the Fattest Stout, which is clocking in at 10% ABV. This is a rich and complex beer made with 10 different malts and that give roasty, coffee-like flavours alongside stone fruit notes. Great now, better later. And I'm sure it would have been a lot nicer if I'd have held on to it for a minimum of 6 months. But depending on how it goes, even though I never end up following through with this, I could pick up another bottle and age it. Although I did pick up one from Time and Tide, which I'm going to be saving for, hopefully, if people can get hold of it, a sort of like special Christmas live review. So that's tucked away, and I'm definitely not going to be tucking into that one. But yeah, Mad Hatter Brewing Company. I absolutely love the artwork that you find on their beers, and they seem to be producing a lot of really intriguing beers from all sorts of different styles. Some people have said they're producing a little bit too much, but then again, yeah, the likes of Cloudwater are producing so many new beers each month, which is, you know, what they're primarily doing, and they've been doing it for a while. And you know what? Not every beer that anyone produces is going to hit the high notes. Do you know what I mean? You name me one brewery that not only brews consistently amazing beer to your tastes, but also there's going to be, you know, variations from batch to batch if it's a repeat brew. So I've got no problem, for the most part, with breweries churning out beers. It's a very competitive market, let's not forget. And at the end of the day, yeah, you might not be able to keep up with certain breweries, but you know for a fact that there's going to be so many beers available to you at a certain point in time where it's not going to matter at all. So, yeah, on to the beer. Just fantastic artwork. If I can find out who's in charge of the design on the labels for Mad Hatter, and just the marketing in general, if they do apparel, I'd love to get hold of a t-shirt with some of their designs on. Absolutely fantastic stuff. So without any further ado, I'm going to stop gushing and open this up and hope that it doesn't gush. Nice amount of smoke there. Not sure what the best before date is. I'll wait till it's poured into the glass to find out. And it's not really giving a glug, but then again, I'm not really pouring it aggressively. Nice amounts of carbonation hiss there. Not sure how well you can pick that up. But yeah, beer in a glass then. And lighting working against me, as usual. To me, I don't think it's jet black, because I'm seeing a lot of dark brown hues coming out there. But it could well be jet black. It is definitely, well, it's a stout. It's going to be dark, isn't it? But yeah, very dense looking beer. And the beer poured with about just shy of 2 fingers worth of a tan coloured head. Sort of reminds me actually of, you know, when you've got Weetabix and you warm it up in the microwave in the milk. That's what that sort of reminds me of, the texture of it. But nice lacing. So it certainly looks good so far. Let's see what we get on the aroma. I'm instantly hit with those dark fruits. You know, plums, raisins, sultanas, that sort of thing. Then you get a nice sort of like light chocolate aroma coming out of this one as well. It's like got this sort of like milky chocolate aroma, but then there's a little bit of a darker chocolate going on as well. I think I've said as well like 10 times in the last 30 seconds there, but yeah, lovely gentle coffee tones. Fudgy, cakey, very dessert-like, but to me it's more leaning towards the darker fruits as opposed to like a full-on like luxurious like chocolatey coffee dessert sort of stout. But you are getting those aspects in there and they're just coming together so nicely. You even get like sort of like frangipane aroma, cherries, bakewell tarts, that sort of thing. Smells wonderful. Let's give it a taste. Cheers. I knew straight away that was going to be good. As soon as that beer hits your palate, it's sticky, it's slightly creamy, it's got that velvety milkiness to it. Nice gentle carbonation coming through. Not too much though. It is quite viscous. A lovely level of viscosity to it. Nice. But yeah, big hits of licorice in there as well, especially on the back end. Has that sort of like licorice cordial flavour on the back end. Sorry, that's just thrown me off a little bit there. The alcohol is there, it is detectable, but it's got that booziness, as in like boozy and flavour only, like a sort of like if you've been cooking with like a sherry or a red wine, and you've burnt off that alcohol, but you still slightly get that boozy flavour in there. That's what it's reminding me of, and it is quite wine-like on the back end as well. Yeah, it like starts off as this like cakey, sticky toffee pudding sort of beer. Carbonation comes in nicely, then it's sticky on your palate. You get those like dark stone fruits, blackberries, plums, like compotes, that sort of thing. And then this like slightly bitter licorice flavour comes through. And it's got a lovely lingering bitterness. Not too hard, and it's not too sweet either, which is a good thing. It's got a lovely balance throughout. I don't think this has been aged in something, but that slight wine sherry note almost. Like, how weird's that? A wine and sherry note mixed together. It's absolutely luxurious. It really, really is. And I'm feeling the alcohol a bit more now because it's warming up as it's going down and in the pit of my stomach. So this is definitely one that you are going to take your time with. And I know we sort of strive for these beers where the ABV is completely masked, but every now and then you want to know that you're drinking like a 10 plus ABV beer. But yeah, it's so robust, so flavourful. It's like it's got a real sense of maturity to it as well. And I can definitely see this beer. I mean, I can't exactly tell you what it would taste like aged because, you know, I wish I had that ability. And then, of course, I wish I'd had that patience to, when I've looked into the future and I've seeing how a beer tastes. Do you know what I mean? It's a weird time paradox thing going on right now, and I'm just not in the right shape to do it, to be fair. But yeah, it's absolutely wonderful. £5.25 a bottle, I'd say it's worth it. Definitely worth it to pick one up and keep hold of it. Now that it's like not oxidized, but it's breathing in the glass now. Those sort of cakey tones are dying down a bit. That chocolatiness is dying down a bit. Coffee is there, helps with that bitterness. And it is becoming more like dark fruits now that I'm talking. That is an absolutely wonderful beer. I cannot fault it at all. And it's something a little bit different from some of the other Imperial Stouts that I've had. So that's always welcomed. If you want these big, cakey, gloopy, you know, sticky toffee pudding, brownie sort of stouts, this might not be for you. But if you like that sort of bitter, viscous, winey, Chardonnay sort of flavour profile in your Imperial Stouts, then you're going to absolutely love this one. That's absolutely wonderful. I can't pick out any faults. And I'm one of those people who does tend to like the more like chocolate cake sort of stouts. But like I was saying, it's a welcome change because there is something a little bit different to it. There's even like a very subtle spicy tone going off. I mean, I could sit here for another 10 minutes, or 12 minutes, and talk about this beer. And all I can say is, if you ever see a bottle of it, pick up two and age one. Because I'm really tempted to age this, because those almost barrel-like characters and that slight boozy wine element to it, I want to see how that flavour will develop, and I want to see what would shine through after like 6 months, a year, a couple of years, if you're that lucky to be graced with such patience. But what a wonderful introduction to this brewery. You know, it's just that classic, like, it looks great, and thankfully the beer inside is fantastic. In these autumn months, perfect beer. Imagine this on New Year's Eve. Oh, give me a break. I'm so happy that I opened it, but I'm also quite sad because I would have loved to have aged this one. But it's definitely one that I'd pick up again, but primarily to age, just to see how it changes. But yeah, if you've tried this one, as always, let me know your thoughts, opinions down below in the comments. If you're a fan of the brewery, give me some recommendations of some of their beers that you enjoy. And also, give me some recommendations for some of the up-and-coming craft breweries in Liverpool and the surrounding areas in Merseyside, because I'm always looking for new beers and breweries to try. And yeah, give me some of your favourite Imperial Stouts. And more importantly, like I said, if you come across this beer, do yourselves a favour, give it a go, pick up another bottle, set it aside, forget about it, wait for a special occasion, open it up, and you've got a really nice celebratory beer there. And of course, don't forget to check out the brewery as well as Beermoth. Probably the best bottle shop in Manchester, I'd say. And a place that I'll go to every time I'm in Manchester. So yeah, absolutely wonderful stuff. 10 out of 10. Check out Mad Hatter Brewing Company down below. If any of my friends or fellow beer tubers have reviewed this one, then their reviews are going to be included also. And I've got a special gift for you, because I'm going to end this review by singing a song. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4.